Hi, let me focus. Okay, hello. I'm just going to, excuse me, put you down right over here so I don't have to hold the camera. 1 second. Just get that out of the shot. I guess it doesn't really matter. So, I don't know if you can tell, but this is a very impromptu vlog. Hence why I don't have my normal mic set up or anything like that, and I might be in a weird mood. It's actually 12:30 a.m. right now, so this is really not planned because I don't know about you, but I don't really plan my creative work to necessarily be this late. I was actually just about to start my going to bed routine, which includes getting in the shower and just like relaxing my body. And I was just reflecting on the day that went by, and just as I was thinking about it, I just felt this like overwhelming sense of pride and just like, whoa, come over me. And I'll explain that in a sec, but it's just like, I wanted to share this with you while I'm still in this feeling. And that's why I don't care about the mic, I don't care about all of that, all of those details, because I just want to get this to you in its purest, most authentic form. So let me tell you about today. Today I woke up, I don't remember honestly the last time I've woken up crying. Of course it used to happen a lot, especially as I was going through all the stuff with my family and the disownment and all of that. Like, I used to cry. Like, I used to go to sleep crying, I used to wake up crying. Like, it was very regular part of my day. But this morning I actually woke up in this mood. Well, I slept in this mood for sure last night. Like, I was trying to get my mind sorted and like calm before I went to bed, but I just felt these like waves of fear wash over me. And I will talk about this, like the specifics of what I was like so worked up about, probably later on, because I feel like there's some more that I need to process before I can fully share. But the important part for this video is that I was not feeling well last night, and I was crying. And usually what happens now with me is that if I let it out and let it flow when it happens in the nighttime, by the next morning it's usually clear from my system and I can start fresh. But I don't know what it was. I also had these like really uncomfortable, unpleasant dreams last night. It was just like a weird experience too with those dreams, because I basically had 3 dreams in one, Inception style. Like, I kept having a nightmare type of thing and then waking myself up from a nightmare only to find myself in another uncomfortable dream. And that on top of like the feelings that I was moving through last night, I woke up this morning and I was like, wow, I don't remember the last time that I felt this awful. And it was like that kind of awful where I just felt massive feelings of unsafety, just feeling like I'm not safe. So if anyone can relate to that, you know how hard it is to get your body to believe that you are safe. Because of course, like, I have a nice home, like I have a support around me, like I am conceptually, I can get myself to the understanding that I am safe. But I think when it comes to dealing with trauma and things like that, sometimes your body has like its own form of memory, and it kind of like feels separate from your mind. It's like I can get myself mentally to believe that I'm safe, but my body is still going through the like heaviness and the like contraction. And anyway, so that's what I woke up in, and I was kind of ready to just call it a day, like right as I woke up, because I was like, if I feel this bad right now, if I am actually tearing up upon waking up, if I'm just crying, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do my day. as I had originally planned. And one of the things that was really like prominent in my day today was a client call that I had, and I was like, oh my god, like I'm like not okay right now. How am I gonna show up to talk to my client? Because as a coach, it's like I want to be there to uplift. So it's like my mind started getting in these thoughts, and then I was like, I had the awareness to just tell myself, Arij, it's only 10 a.m, 11 a.m, I don't know what, it was early. I was like, you still have 4 hours before the client call. What I wanted to do, what the fear was trying to get me to do, was to cancel the call, because I wanted to be safe and I wanted to be okay, and I didn't want to like be vulnerable. But the little voice of awareness in my head instead told me, Arij, just, it's 4 hours away, just don't worry about it right now, and let's just move through this, whatever is happening, and maybe you'll find that by the time of the call, you will feel good enough to do it. So I just like followed that advice, and I didn't get out of bed for a while because I was just like letting the emotions flow through. I was crying, and then at a certain point I got bored of lying in bed, so I allowed myself to kind of move on to the next part of my day. This is where morning routines are life-changing. I like installed a morning routine, and now I'm in the habit of one, and it's like the morning routine is not anything that's hard to do. It's like the first thing I do upon waking up is drink cacao, which is just this like really delicious chocolate, hot chocolate type drink. So it's like I get excited to do it. So when I was in bed this morning and I was like moving through the emotions and letting them flow through me and just allowing it to come up, I had this thought like, okay, I'm kind of bored of being in bed, let me start my morning routine. So it's like, okay, I felt like I was good enough, like I had enough energy and strength to get up and make myself the cacao, which in the past I would not have even been able to do that, because in the past, when I got in these heavy moods, when I was going through more of the painful periods of my life, I couldn't even, like I literally like was moving through so much that I like, just even the thought of getting up and making myself a cup of cacao would be so overwhelming. It would just make me feel even more upset. So that was like the first thing. It's like the fact that I was able to wake up in this mood and then also start my morning routine, that was like the beginning of how the rest of the day went. So I got up, made myself cacao, and I just like allowed myself to just I tapped in, and I was like, okay, what do I want to do with this cacao? Do I want to sit on my desk? Do I want to lie in bed again? Like what would be most supportive to me right now? Because I was in this vulnerable state this morning. And so the answer I got was, you can like go to just sit on your desk. And then I did. And then I started crying, sitting on my desk. Just the feelings were just coming up. Like if you're sensitive like me and you feel a lot, you might just resonate with this. It's like sometimes it's not even like I was thinking about anything specific. It was just like, oh my god, this needs to come out, in tears. And then when that happened, I was like, okay, let me go lie in bed again. Anyway, I just took all the pressure and the judgment off of myself, and I wasn't like freaking out about like, oh my god, I don't even remember the last time I felt this bad. I just let it be. And through that like mindset of just letting it be and just letting myself exist as was happening, I accessed like a power within myself that I didn't realize, like that I haven't been taking advantage of. And that power is the power of transmutation, is the best way I can describe it. It's like today I really realized that I have the power within me to start with these negative feelings and then use all the tools that I've learned over the past year. So a lot of these tools are like I've learned through my coaches, through different like healing courses that I've done, and just ways to let this emotion move through my body. So even cacao is one of them, because cacao is like, it's like a heart opener. The best way I can describe that in the way that I experience it is that it just makes me like automatically feel more open and accepting to what exists. And I will probably make a video about cacao sometime in the future and talk about why it produces this effect. Like, it's to do with the chemicals in it, but I haven't got the go-ahead by my intuition to do that yet, so we're just gonna have to wait on that. But it's like, even that was a tool that I learned over the past year that allowed me to like move about this day in a way that I would not have been able to in the past. And then I kind of like did my thing, and then my next thing after the cacao is always to journal, but I didn't really feel like journaling, so I just let myself not do it, because the point is I didn't want to put more pressure on myself. And then by the time I got to the call, like, I was no longer in tears, which is good, but I still wasn't like optimal. Like, I still wasn't, is this focused? I still wasn't at my optimal best. But luckily the client that I have today, it's like, I put so much emphasis on this now in my own business, is like, I have to make sure that I'm comfortable around the client. So I was just very open with her, and I was like, this is what I'm experiencing today, so my energy might not be at the same level it is. And she was so accepting of it, and actually her energy matched mine, so it just worked out beautifully. And then after the call, I went through another wave of just like, ugh. I started crying again. And again, I didn't freak out. Like, in the past, I would freak out and I would judge myself and be like, oh, this day is the worst. Like, nothing is, I don't feel good. It's so shit. But this time I was like, oh, okay. I observed it. I was like, okay, here it is again. Here are these feelings that I'm dealing with today for whatever reason. Also, this is a reframe about heavy emotions that I picked up recently that has just like transformed the way that I experience this, and I'm happy that this is coming up because it's so important. And I mean, it has been so important to me. It's like, whenever I have heavy emotions come up now, negative feelings, every time they come up and are felt, I just think about it like, okay, this feeling of fear, was somewhere stuck inside my body because of some experience that I had in my life. And now that it's coming up kind of seemingly randomly, it's just because it's being released. So it's like, anytime I move through emotions, I'm like, oh, this is really good because this is being released from my body now. And once I get over this, once it has fully been released, because negative emotions are always temporary. So it's like, I know I'm gonna get over this, and once I do, it's gonna be gone. And so thinking about negative emotions like that and moving through them, it's like really helps you not judge yourself when you're going through it, and you're just like, wow. Instead, you have these thoughts come up like, wow, thank you, body, thank you so much for letting me release this. Thank you for like initiating the crying process automatically so that it's like alchemized through the water in me. And it's just like, it just puts you, it gives you a new perspective. So yeah, so that's basically like, I had the second round of like heaviness and like crying after my call. And again, I was just like, okay, I have two options. I can go wallow in this, which I have done in the past, and I still do now if I feel like I need it. Like, but instead of doing it in bed where I feel really like, I'll go wallow in the shower, because again, the shower is like, it kind of changes your state a little bit, because it's like heating up your body, and it's just a different vibe than like just like lying in bed and just feeling sorry for myself. So it's like, when I had that second round of the negativity come up and the like awful feelings, I was like, okay, I can wallow in this, or I could ask myself what it is that I can do, what action I can take that will help me move this through quicker. And this time it was stretching and it was yoga, and it wasn't a yoga video, it wasn't structured. I literally just like put on a playlist, and I just pulled out the mat and I just started like stretching and moving. in any way that my body wanted. I wasn't trying to like fit into any version of how I feel yoga should be. It was just like, my hips are really tight right now, let me stretch my hips. And then immediately felt better, because music and movement, it's like that, especially movement and stretching. Whenever I stretch, especially things in my hips and stuff, I literally at this point feel the like shittiness for lack of a better word, like release. Like as I'm stretching, I just feel into the stretch, and I'm just like visualizing in my mind's eye the like heaviness, the negativity, like being released out of me from that area that I'm stretching. So that's a really like helpful tool for me as well, just being able to visualize it and really feel into the releasing process. But yeah, after that I was like, oh my god, that really worked. I still don't feel like optimal best, but maybe now I can go look at like what other things I had planned today, which was like I really wanted to put henna on and paint my nails. And at the beginning of the day I was like, that sounds like way too hard, I don't want to do that. But after I moved and stretched and listened to like that like uplifting music, look what I did. I painted my nails and put the henna on, and I just washed it off, so it's gonna, the color is gonna develop overnight. But it's like, and then now I'm here. I'm like, whoa, I did it. I literally woke up this morning, did not feel good. In the past, that would have left me just like drained the entire day. But today, I realized that, wait, I have come a long way since those days where I would have let it ruin my whole day. I now have the ability to wake up like that, in that state, and transmute it. I have the tools available to me now. I'm so grateful that I have the tools to like know how to move this stuff through me quicker, so that I can get back to get back to those feel-good emotions. So the reason I'm so excited to share this with you is because when I was in the worst of it, like when I was in like rock bottom of my life, I genuinely did not think that it was possible to be happy or to be happy regularly. I thought like if happiness did exist out there somewhere, that I would only ever get to experience it in short bursts, and that it was something that was fleeting, and that's something that was out of my control because external events happen and they like cause pain and stuff, and that I was always going to be a victim to these external things that were going on. But now I'm like, damn, that self-growth work and the focus and the intention for healing that I have been so involved in over the past few years, it's paying off. And yes, I'm experiencing negative emotions every now and then, but the negative emotions are what are fleeting now. And that's like, whoa, I have the power to keep myself happy. And if I have the power to keep myself happy after going through like all the like trauma and the just not good time of life, if I can get to this point, you can too. You really can. And even for those of you that have trauma worse than what I have shared, it is so possible. All you need is the intention that you would like to heal. And once you put that intention out there, speak to whatever it is that you want to speak to, whether you believe in a specific form of God, or whether you just believe in source, or you just believe in like the natural divine flow of the universe and nature. Just like put it out to that whatever that you would like to experience more happiness than you are currently experiencing, and dedicate yourself to that process, and dedicate yourself to learning healing tools and healing techniques and exploring different modalities and finding the ones that resonate with you, and just like open yourself up. There's this whole world of just wellness, and I know some of it seems inaccessible, but it's not. Don't let them fool you into thinking that wellness is something for white people. It's not. You will find people that you resonate with. If you don't resonate, for example, with the white people yoga studio, like I didn't, but you still want to practice yoga, there are so many teachers online that aren't white, that have that like purity and that pure intention that you might resonate with more. It's like, do not feel like any of this is out of reach for you, you know, and just be open. Yeah. Thank you for watching. This is like so much fun when I have like spurts of bursts and spurts of inspiration to make videos. It's like almost 1 a.m. but I'm feeling good. I woke up not feeling good and now I'm feeling lit, and I made a video, so I love you. Thank you for watching. Bye. This is the next day. I just have something to share in relation to this topic of this video. Also, I'm in the sun because we're in the winter right now in Toronto and the sun doesn't come out that often. So whenever it does, I like to take full advantage. But basically, as I was editing this video, I realized that there's something that I could share with you that would fit perfectly with the topic. I am working on a course right now that it's gonna be pre-recorded. Oh my God, I'm trying not to get the shadow. I'm working on a course right now that has so much to do with what I spoke about in this video. So this course is called The Alchemy of Liberation, and it's essentially just going to be me sharing all of the wisdom that I've gained over the past 5 years on my own life journey, like breaking free of all the like rigid expectations that are placed on me and creating a life of my own imagination. That's what the course is about, but in it, I'm going to be talking a lot about the different healing tools and techniques that I personally find so helpful when dealing with really tough negative emotions and trauma and all of that. And so if that is something that you are interested in, I invite you to click the link in the description. And the YouTuber thing, click the link in the description below and read the little description that I've written out on that webpage, and if it resonates, then please enter your email and you will be the first to know when I launch, and I might even throw in a little discount for you. We'll see. But yeah, I'm so excited, and it was like so fun to be like, oh, I can like talk about this course and like talk because this video is about it kind of, and like I just love when things just fit perfectly together. So yes, now I'm actually gonna go. Love you.